Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Bansi. Never had Bengaluru seen such a violent protest in the last 2 decades. Shops were pelted, vehicles damaged, several buses were set ablaze, so also other vehicles. The amount of damage done to property in the last 2 days is humongous. And now the damaged vehicle owners are facing the brunt of getting their insurance money back, if it is insured, or the losses on their property. How do they account for it? Take a look.
After nearly 2 days of violence, the damage to the property is only now being calculated. This was the result of petrol bombs that were hurled at 32 buses belonging to the KPN Travels that left them charred completely. This travel agency belonged to Salem-based businessman KP Natarajan, a Tamilian that was left in shambles. Now the owner of the travel agency is having a harrowing task to claim the money for the loss of his buses. Similarly, 25 trucks belonging to Chennai-based Gokul Raj were also burnt. Each of these charred buses cost 40 to 50 lakh rupees. The total damage of just these buses is likely to cross 20 crore rupees. How do the bus owners claim the loss? Do any insurance companies assure compensation? Well, as per most of the insurance companies, the vehicles that come under arson attack are not covered. Usually, these companies promise to give you full payback of the damage caused, but do not guarantee that your money will be returned for arson-related attacks. Moreover, these insurance companies have different packages covering the vehicle against damage. Some cover a mere 60%, some 70%, and some cover 90%, but very seldom do they cover 100%. They might claim to cover the entire amount if the vehicle is damaged due to accident or stolen, but do not assure the same for arson-related damage. In this case, where several heavy vehicles have been burnt, some insurance companies also do not insure against loss of goods or consignments. This means that the truck or vehicle carrying valuables and goods are not covered under the insurance scheme. With that being the case, how do people claim their insurance? A News 9 report.
Well, the question we have for you is, what is it that you should keep in mind while insuring your vehicle? Are cases of violence and burning down of vehicles, is this covered in the scheme you have subscribed to? Now, these are the questions before us. You can call us on 223-60302 or you can WhatsApp us, text us on the number on your screen. That's 9980945138. And to talk about this, we have a panel of concerned Bengalurians and experts. First, we have Gautam SV, who's one of the owners of Lot Truck Company. We also have retired RTO, Mr. Shafi Ahmed. We also have Mr. Vijay Kumar, who among other experts is also an expert in insurance. We also have a senior journalist, Mr. Ramakrishna Upadhyay, and we have another owner of Lot Truck Company, Bharat Narayan. First, let me start with you, Mr. Ramakrishna. Now, this kind of a violence is unprecedented. This kind of a rioting, arson is unprecedented. It could have been you or me.
Suffered this kind of a loss.
In that place. Incidentally, these guys have suffered. So, when we look at this entire round of violence, what do we learn from this?
I think it's most unfortunate what has happened. You've seen this after 25 years, I think.
Last it was 1991, yes.
And that was also incidentally
over the same Kaveri issue.
Over the same Kaveri issue.
Absolutely.
And, letting these mobs to do this kind of a thing, it was complete lawlessness the day before yesterday. Of course, yesterday the police have taken control and the situation is back to normal. But I think a day before yesterday, there's complete mayhem. People were allowed to just loot and scoot or, burn and get away. It should not be happening in a state known for its peaceful existence. But coming to this riots, I don't know how the insurance companies can say that this is not covered. We all know how the insurance companies get away with very small print where they say this is exempted, that is exempted, that's not there, that's not there. And when you take an insurance, you don't read everything that is there in the exemption clause. Probably that is one of the reasons why they get away with this. But this is something that unfortunate and unforeseen. How can they not cover it fully? I think it should be covered fully.
I want to ask you, Mr. Ahmed, you are an RTO. In fact, many of these people whose vehicles are damaged, an RTO has to inspect it. Now, you've been an RTO. So, what is this, procedure?
Our inspection, they will not consider.
Insurance companies.
They are having their own surveyors.
Okay.
So they will survey and give the report. Technical officers will be there in the insurance company. Because now the insurance is 100% commercial organization. It is not a social organization.
As it used to be earlier.
Yes. And 100% all the vehicles cover with insurance. And only 5 to 10% may go for claim the insurance.
Okay.
So 90% it will not happen. Let it be. So that 10% people know what is the difficulty to get the insurance. Because in insurance, while you are doing the insurance, they will give 2 pages of conditions. You
In
are
small
not
print.
even allowed to read. Only they take the signature to produce in the
They
court. And
just tell you,
once
you sign at the end and you give it.
Yes, yes.
None of us read it.
Read it.
But that fine
Once
print is the most dangerous
Yes,
part.
once you sign, that is you have made an agreement with that. This one. And because to claim the insurance, there are so many. See, when the insurance you want to do the insurance, they will have very friendly. Insurance people are very friendly, very helpful type. Once you do the insurance, after doing the insurance, when you go for claim, they will search at what point this can be rejected. First, they will verify the driving license.
Okay.
If the driving license is not valid, in one word, the whole insurance is invalid.
Is invalid.
Permit is, they will verify the documents first. They will find out any document.
They will find fault.
Yes, small fault.
No, some of them are fair enough. I mean,
Yes, yes.
somebody doesn't
Now
have a
there are
license or
different-
No,
permit.
they're-
Yes, yes.
This is in 100% of the cases they do.
Yes.
Nobody is fair in this business.
I have seen-
They're all like this.
I have seen many insurance people, they have not got the insurance because of this. No, sir, my driving license
Driving
just
license
lapsed.
lapsed
My
last week.
fitness certificate is just lapsed. Permit is just lapsed. Like so many cases. will
Okay.
be there.
So in that case, summarily the entire insurance is rejected.
Yes.
It's rejected,
This is the
the
condition.
entire claim
One of
is-
the conditions for the insurance, you should have the following valid documents. That you have already signed.
Okay.
You can't say I don't know.
Okay.
If they say don't know, they will show your signed copy. This is the problem of our innocent people.
So the problem is we are all insured. We think we are insured in
Yeah,
spirit.
he thinks he is safe. He's
But-
safe. And in most of the cases, especially in non-commercial vehicle, motor car, motorcycle, they have changed many owners without affecting transfer of ownership.
Transfer ownership.
Ownership. And the insurance, if everything is okay, if you get a insurance, that check will go to the owner.
The man in whose name it's insured.
Yes. So they have to face lot of problems. So first you want to do the insurance, first you learn what are the documents to be
Produced.
maintained. Yes, what are the documents to be maintained. Then only your insurance will be affected. And once you go for insurance, there are many types of insurance. One is
Now, I want to
one
ask
is
you,
third party insurance.
some people say, for example, there is an instance where a certain Nissan Micra car, it was a small accident, but suddenly the airbags opened up.
Yes.
And the repairing company said they had to pay a bill of 1,70,000 rupees for a very small,
Yes, sir.
whatever accident,
Yes.
just because the airbags opened up.
Open.
And they said that plastic is not covered by it.
Yes.
They said this is not covered
No,
by
in
it.
insurance there are different types of insurance. One insurance, third party insurance. Only
Okay.
third party will get the insurance.
Okay.
And second is in comprehensive insurance there are so many bumper to bumper insurance, and this is natural calamity it is included. And for that you have to pay some
Higher
extra amount.
premiums.
Yes, higher premium. Now the insurance is very costly. So according to point wise, if you want, see, comprehensive insurance means general insurance. So in that the glass item is not covered, plastic item is not covered, fiber item is not covered, rubber item is not covered. If you want to cover, you have to opt. I want natural calamity damage, and this is rights. This one is rarely happens, and this
But
one
better you
is
better get
fire.
it covered.
If the vehicle is involved in fire, there are so many times for that you have to pay extra. So you have to buy the additional this one along with general.
So by the way, the sir is
Yes.
saying we
Yeah.
need to buy the higher, costliest one.
See, now you own a truck company.
Yes.
You aggregate trucks.
Yes, basically.
Just like
Ola and Uber.
just
we
like
are
Ola and
for-
Uber, you are in the truck space.
Yes.
And an incident like this, let's say you could be driving anywhere in India,
Yes, anywhere.
and India is so violence prone certain parts. So how do you really manage? Are your trucks insured 100% bumper to bumper?
So basically, we are a company where we run on a marketplace model,
Okay.
where we deal with a lot of the driver come owners. So let's talk about the problems really faced by a small driver, ordinary driver in the society, who is hit by these situations or the conditions which happened yesterday. So if it is a company like us where we own the trucks and we do it, we can deal it with the companies and we can take time and we have all the resources available for us to deal with it. But let's imagine a guy who earns 20 years by driving. He earns a little bit of money and he tries to get a vehicle on his own, and he ends up getting burned by this.
What happens?
See,
Are they really covered?
No, not at all covered. They are not at all covered. So basically, as the sir suggests, if at all you are buying the costliest premium insurance, then there is a chance you might be covered. And if at all you go for a standard insurance, no.
You're not covered.
No, they'll have 1,000 points to escape from this.
Really?
So, yeah.
So these guys.
One more problem is there.
No, I want to ask you: Are insurance guys villains? Because on the one hand you're insured,
Here will people
on the other hand you've paid your premium, and they will tell you the reasons why you don't get your money.
Here is create confusion because the rights and the natural calamity in lifetime they may get 1 or 2 times.
Absolutely.
So for that whole year you have to give the insurance. This is heavy amount. So he will think. So very rarely it happens.
I don't need it.
Even in my lifetime I have not seen a single day like this. Why should I buy so much of amount I have to pay? Because already the maintenance of the vehicle is very costly.
Alright.
Fuel is costly.
Fuel is costly.
Maintenance tax, everything is very costly. Labor problem is costly. In addition to that, he has to bear this one. So the cost of the vehicles will increase. Cost of the maintenance, this one. So basic cost will be increased. So how to bring down in this competitive market? So he will think 10 times whether I had to buy natural calamity and rides this one. Because in lifetime I have not seen a single.
Premium should be very small. See, because the chances are so little of a natural calamity or a riot is so little, the premium should be small.
But
so
here
that I will
the
take it. So
here
that,
the heavy is a fancy rate.
No, they should not keep it a fancy rate because the chances are so little, and it should be affordable so that people opt for it. In a situation like this,
It should be affordable. That's really the key. Mr. Vijay Kumar.
Well, it's a very simple mathematical or economical question, which is if you look at, take a 1 liter or 1.2 liter car, a small one.
Absolutely, the usual.
If you go ahead and buy a third party insurance, it's in the order of some 2,000,
Absolutely,
2,500. Now you get a comprehensive for that. It is 14,000 rupees.
From 8,000 to 14,000.
No, 2,500 to 14,000.
Okay.
That's already 7 times. And then you go and cover your glass, your windshield, because in the comprehensive it's still not covered. Then you cover your windshield and your rear and the front. You add another 2,000 to that. And then you add bumper to bumper, anything that goes wrong, I want it to be covered. It becomes 22,000.
If you want music
So
system,
from 2,000 to 22,000.
It's not yet over.
if you want the
Okay,
music
if you-
system,
music system
have
and
to pay.
anything, if you've got a GPS system, etc., add another 1,000 to that.
Really?
And then if you add the anti-riot, natural calamities, it suddenly shoots up to 35,000.
the reason is
I can't believe it.
Now this is,
So from
I've gone through
2,000
this
to
myself.
35,000, it's
Exactly.
17 times more.
Exactly.
Because
And
the
this is to
reason-
take care of floods in your own car park in the event the drains get flooded. And sometimes we have the situation during rains. The in the car
Absolutely,
park
yeah,
it
yes,
gets
yes.
flooded. To take care of that, if your car is covered with 35,000 worth of insurance, you can go and make a claim, provided you have all the necessary documents.
Provided your driving license hasn't expired.
Yeah.
Provided the fitness hasn't expired.
Yeah.
No, those are
Provided
fair
other
enough.
things
I
are
think
That
equal.
is fair enough.
I think fair enough.
That is
Those
individual's
things you have to be
responsibility,
responsible
right?
for those.
So,
Now, I wonder. Now, until yesterday, my driving license was valid.
Right.
The driving license is only to ensure that I know driving.
Yes, sir.
If for some technical issue it's lapsed today, and today the accident has occurred,
it is
Yeah,
a lapse.
then,
Misfortune.
then
It's misfortune.
no, it can't be misfortune. I'm sure they're looking at it as a loophole, but I'm sure the law must prevail and say it's not like a man who doesn't know driving is driving.
No, but you see,
then
normally
you are not
what the
permitted
law,
to drive. No,
you see,
if
the
your
law
license
what
is expired, you are not permitted to.
Be on the
Driving
road.
license means not
But-
only no. Driving license means not only you know the driving, Driving
Fitness
license
as well.
is permission to drive the vehicle on the public
Okay,
road.
I wonder now, let's
You
say,
have 7
most
days
of you,
window
Yes, sir.
to renew your license.
you have a 7-day window.
7-day window. Because this happened to me, I know about it.
Okay.
So within 7 days from the date of expiry,
So,
you have
you have a
to-
7-day
Before that you
window,
can
but
get
still,
even before 7 days before your expiry.
Yeah, mine expired. I didn't know it expired.
nah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
still the dice is heavily loaded against the customer.
It is totally
It's
against the
heavily
customer.
loaded. I mean,
Right.
it's not just a mild loading.
And another thing is when people are shipping goods. Now there are two parts to it. One is the vehicle insurance.
Yes.
One is the goods insurance.
Transit insurance.
Right. As a rule, you're not supposed to ship without insurance.
Okay. Do
As
you
a
ship? Let's ask the experts.
You know,
You're
as
the
a rule, they're
logistics
supposed
guys.
to-
You're the truck
yeah,
owners.
they're
Do
supposed
you
to ship.
Do you, when you ship, do you insure before you ship?
Yeah, of course, we have to.
100%.
Right? Yeah, we have to. Definitely for the goods, at least.
Goods has to be
It has
insured.
to be, because it's not like just some riots happened. Even like, some
Theft
traffic
also will
police
be
or
covered.
theft, anything, we have to be. So it's mandatory for us.
And
No, no.
even in
What
that
are all
ca-
the things you insure? You insure against?
See, we have to kind of, as the sir precisely said, you'll have a vehicle insurance. That's one
Correct,
thing.
vehicle
then
insurance
the-
and
then
goods insurance.
Goods
Yeah.
insurance. So that we call as transit insurance. So goods insurance, most of the cases, what happens is it depends on the customer. Say I provide you a truck and you have some goods to be transported, and it's your risk entirely whether you want to. And we recommend all
Which
our
are the
customers.
worst areas in India where you find a problem?
Northern parts, there are a
Northern
lot of
Bihar,
northern parts
Like
where
Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir,
Yes.
very
Yeah,
nearly,
one.
riot prone.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, second,
And second we have Gurgaon region.
Gurgaon region. What is the problem with Gurgaon?
You know, few routes there we find very
Theft-
tough to
theft
source
is
the
the problem
vehicles.
there.
theft is a problem.
Theft
is
is
a
a
major
big problem.
problem
Okay.
Because whenever the corporates take the vehicles from us, they give us a lot of responsibility to transport their goods.
So in Gurgaon, people steal.
yeah, I
Not-
cannot
not
say,
only
I
in
cannot
Gurgaon.
generalize it to entire
Yeah.
Gurgaon.
No, I'm only
but
saying
there are
some
yes,
people
yes,
steal, all
there
right.
are.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
UP
there are
and
second,
Bihar.
third.
UP and Bihar.
UP and Bihar
also.
border, yeah,
Certain
definitely.
sensitive areas in UP and Bihar.
There are still
And we find
dacoits
very
there.
tough to find the truck drivers who are ready to go to that parts.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
there are specialist transport companies in the market
And
who are
even
ready
if
to
they
take
go-
that risk.
Yeah, you have to pay 2-3 times more than what you need.
The normal charges.
Yeah.
That
All
are.
right. So which is the worst that you have faced until now?
See, the worst will be Kashmir region in nowadays. For the past 60 days, we are not able to send not
Recently.
even a single truck to the Kashmir region.
60 days.
Yes.
No truck to Jammu
No
Kashmir.
truck to
Yeah.
Jammu Kashmir. Because obviously the truck driver who is going there has got his life on his stake, and
He might not even come back alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So that's the very toughest thing so far now.
Okay, that's one. Any other?
And see, the incidents like yesterday and day before yesterday, it's very unfortunate that a state like Karnataka, where people with so much of patience and the people known for their
goodness, their
goodness,
tolerance, their
their
self-control.
tolerance, yes,
Suddenly
tolerance.
lost all of it for a brief 2 days.
I would,
It
I
was
think
obvious.
24 hours.
24 hours.
no, I would certainly want to push that on you media guys about that, because the way you guys showed those video clippings of Karnataka people being beaten up there, it really provoked. At a point of time, every citizen in Karnataka felt that no, namaorgi tar agta ide. We should not let it.
So you're blaming the media.
No, but again,
Part of the blame.
Okay.
the
Everyone
screening,
is-
Part of the
screening
blame
somewhere,
has to take.
everybody has to take up that responsibility. Today, we cannot sit here and say government did not handle it properly.
Okay.
So where the root cause?
So,
is?
so the Karnataka riots, did they scare you more than the Jammu Kashmir riots?
Of course,
Yes, definitely,
of course,
yes.
of course.
there
Because
there
Jammu
was
is
no
far
single
away, we are
vehicle
not
on
seeing
road
it,
on that
right?
day.
We saw it directly here,
Yeah.
and it affected us.
And for them it is a common.
For them, it's an everyday affair.
Every day, yeah.
For us, it's once in a
Once in a
lifetime.
while.
They are adjusted with that time.
It's one day Diwali for us.
See, for insurance, one more thing. So, these natural calamity and riots may happen very rarely. For us, we say very small, but for insurance company, it is a huge. Because this happens, in this, lakhs of vehicles will be involved at a time.
Yes.
60 vehicles in Bangalore alone.
Yes,
Yes.
for that insurance company, at a time they have to
Okay.
create the insurance.
We slip into a short break on that one. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are also joined in by a retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. N.D. Mullah. Mr. Mullah, in all these, the police somehow are in the picture, because at the end of it, the police have to register an FIR. So in all these cases, how do the police act?
The police, two things. One is prevention by way of intelligence, and once it happens, it does happen. Sometimes it slips out of hand.
It does happen, absolutely.
But there is one interesting fact which many people may not be knowing, that in Karnataka police sector, there is a provision for collective punishment tax.
Oh, really?
Pundagandaya, that is called. That means you commit riots under section 46 to 53 Karnataka Police Act. There is a provision that state government or the administration, that is state government only, could collect tax from the region in which the riot has taken, collective responsibility.
Oh, really?
And give it to the, as a compensation to the persons who have suffered, victims.
Oh, that's very
So there is a provision, but it is generally used in some places. It is used in rural areas. But why an experiment should not be made in
Absolutely.
urban areas, wherein collectively, if, for example, if riot is taking place, it is not the duty of the police alone. It is the duty of the bystander also, of the person of that area also.
Absolutely.
You know, I call myself a leader of that area. I claim myself to the leader of that area and following and all that kind of.
Absolutely.
Why I should be not held responsible for that? You are responsible only to have the krita, have a crown. Why not for the bricks? Understand? So that is the logic behind that. You are responsible. You are held under provision of law.
So should something like that be invoked here?
Definitely it should
So
be
many
done.
vehicles have been damaged.
As an experimental case, in that particular area, it should be invoked. There is enhanced facility for the police. We have all video cameras. We know all of them. We can trace everybody. Everyone.
People spending.
I think where this
Stones.
32 buses
See,
were
it is
burnt,
not
one
only
place.
criminal. You see, all these days what has happened, it is only criminal act for which they are punished. We arrest them, send them to judicial custody. After 4 or 5 years, there is an agitation by a particular group of people who think that it is wrongly they are implicated, and the cases ultimately are withdrawn. That is one aspect of it. It is not only criminal act. What is the civil liability for the person who suffered there? Who pays them? The Karnataka government will not pay them. For the death they have paid it. For the they will say insurance, and this is the fate of insurance.
Insurance never pays.
Never pays.
According to all the
And
experts.
one thing when that question of insurance has come, they are most irresponsible people. Because
That is what Mr. Shafi Ahmed pointed out. When they come to you, they show you one face, the sweet face. When you go for a claim, they show you the other face, the nasty face.
if the insurance people are responsible, so many vehicles wouldn't have been lying in police stations. None of the vehicles are claimed by insurance. They pay the insurance.
I wonder, if there is an office of an insurance ombudsman. I wonder what he does.
Regulatory commission is there. Yeah.
There is an insurance ombudsman precisely to deal with these issues. I wonder what he does. You are the logistics guys. Yeah, have you ever gone to the insurance
See, the
ombudsman?
whole fact is how many people generally insure? The percentage.
Everybody
is 2 or 3%.
insures.
No,
Now
no.
with
As far
vehicle
vehicles,
insurance become a-
most of them, they do not go for comprehensive.
So
insurance.
thanks
They
to police
don't-
nowadays,
Third
they
party.
are-
With the
thanks to
third
police
party.
nowadays,
Third
they are
party
insurance.
insurance.
Most go for third party.
Third party, because it is cheaper.
Yes.
And you know,
Like Mr. Vijay Kumar was saying,
Exactly.
third party is 2,000 or 2,500. A full insurance is 35,000.
That's just to escape
See,
the
for a medium vehicle, medium ordinary vehicle, if you calculate per month, nearly 3,000 rupees per month is required for insurance. 2,000 to 3,000 rupees.
So 12 into 3, 36,000.
Yes.
1,000, yeah.
There's almost
That's
half
a
of the
huge amount.
Yes.
EMI.
That's more than a
For
fuel
medium,
cost.
See, I'm talking of medium car.
That's more than your monthly
If
fuel
you
cost.
go to the high end, if you go to the high end car, so every month 10 to 15,000 rupees you have to pay insurance. That is
And now
Benz,
that the insurance
Benz,
sector has been
BMW,
opened up,
these all
probably-
vehicles.
Now, I wonder what it is abroad. You know, since you worked,
Okay,
you've been in Singapore,
it's
you've worked
slightly
abroad.
different over there. I think the system itself is different, that you can't renew your tax if you don't have a valid license.
Now, can you just say it? In India, your insurance could have expired, but you can.
You can drive the car and
You
carry
can drive.
on. Yeah.
But
There
in
you
Singapore or
cannot,
some other places.
Yeah, in Singapore, for example, you'll get a notification that your tax is due.
All right.
The moment you get a notification that your tax is due, you first need to get your insurance renewed. Otherwise, you can't renew your tax. If you can't renew your insurance, you can't renew your tax, your car can't be on the road.
So it's all connected.
It's all connected. And without a license, you drive, you go to jail. There's nothing like...
Without a license, even if
it's expired one day, you go to jail.
But I'm sure in Singapore, they don't give you a license for 20 years. They give you for a longer period.
It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
But in India, for some
Every 5
mysterious
years,
reason,
yeah. It's
you
10
get your
years or 5
license when
years.
you're 18, only for 20 years. So at
Yes.
38, you have to go for renewal.
Lifetime till what age? Is
20
there a
years,
age limit for
till
that?
65.
Till 50 years.
Till
And then you have to
65.
go-
In Singapore, it's still 65.
Till 65.
But in India, for some mysterious reason, they think you can drive only for 20 years and you have to go back to them to validate
10
your
years.
license.
It becomes later on, it becomes 10 years.
Then it becomes, you have to go for a medical checkup.
You have to go for a medical checkup.
Yes, sir.
Get your
Yes,
eyes
yes.
tested and your physical checkup, and then you're given another 5 years at a time.
Yes, sir.
And every 5 years,
And
you
each
got to-
time you go to an insurance, to an RTO office, it's the pain of procedure.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
It's the pain of procedure.
It is.
You know,
Well, I've
I
gone through
See,
that.
forget about RTO. Mr. Shafi is here. Their agents are prevalent there. Which is
They'll
the
help
office
you
where
out.
there are no agents now? You cannot go to a Tahsildar's office. You cannot perhaps go to a police station also nowadays. I don't know.
You can't go to sub-registrar office.
Anywhere. It is agents. It is the agent Raj now. It is not license Raj
Even
anymore.
you can't
not
go to the court
democracy
also.
anymore, not license Raj. Now
It
it's
is
agent,
Raj.
Wow.
And it is easier for common citizen.
It's easier. You just pay a little bit, get it done.
Yeah, get
See,
it done.
what happens, there are two types of agents. One is white collar agents, another is ordinary agents. Ordinary agents are in transport department. White collar agents are in court and
In all the other departments.
office.
They are not called agents
Vidhan
anymore.
Sabha.
They are licensing officers.
They are
As
also,
an
they are also blood suckers of the drivers.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Let's quickly take in a caller.
Hi,
Hi, please go and share your thoughts.
hi. My name is Gaurav Kamath. I was just watching the television. One of the gentlemen said that for the buses that are being burnt, the local Bangaloreans will have to incur the charges for it. Was one of the suggestions.
That is according to a law. He is not.
That is according to some
Yeah,
law.
he is only saying there is such a law provision under the Karnataka Police Act.
Agreed.
Which can be
Now
invoked.
my question is, around 600 to 700 goons were released on Friday evening in Bangalore from Parappana Agrahara. Now,
Okay, why do you
how
call them
does it-
goons? These are all lifetime, convicts. They have served their sentence, and for
Okay,
good behavior,
let
they
me
are
put
being
it across.
released.
700 people were released from prison. Yeah,
try.
and
You can't
those
call
were
them
not
goons.
proper Bangaloreans who burned not the local residents who burnt it. So how is it, fair enough to take it from the local people
Okay.
who stay in Bangalore and who did not take any part in the protest?
How will
And
we
we had-
identify, Gaurav?
Sorry?
How do you recommend we identify the local?
This is a-
this is a very
This is
important
a-
point.
No. This is a provision of law.
This is a provision under the
wherein a locality, if they are responsible, will be punished. Collective punishment. It is not.
No, but what you say is true. But what he is pointing out is how there is a provision in the law where people can be released after being convicted for good conduct. Because
See,
normally a
there are a
punishment-
lot of conditions. Anybody nobody will be released before their age is 60 or 65.
Okay.
There is a criteria, and their good behavior, and their back in this thing. There are some people who are convicted for a smaller offences. This is lot of water goes through before release, and cabinet takes a decision on that, on the recommendation
So he's
of the
saying
local police.
He's saying goons are released.
No. Goons beyond 70, nobody is a goon. Understand?
He's reformed.
Yeah, reformed murderers are released for that matter. In a house, you would have murdered his cousin or somebody, or the accidental murder which is convicted. See, lot of things are gone. It's just not, you name somebody and he's released. It is not like that. Those who
No,
are,
but I want to set this record straight. Is it for the first time they're being released?
no,
or is it
it
always
is every year. Every year in every state.
Every year, every state,
Yes.
periodically,
Yeah,
people
yes.
who have completed I
During
think 10
Independence
years,
Day and Republic Day, they take
Independence-
care of this.
As a good gesture.
as a goodwill gesture.
I said, naturally, you cannot see the basic principle of democracy is every man should be free. Freedom is his right.
All right.
He cannot be punished beyond his guilt.
All right. So when the court awards him, let's say, a life punishment, it doesn't mean he is in prison for life.
See, the
It
principle.
means he is inside only for 14 years.
No, 14 years, because after 14 years, it is a human being is created in goodness, all goodness. So, in some circumstances, somebody commits an offense. Doesn't mean after 14 years you would have realized it. There should be a chance for reformation. Number
chance
one.
for repentance and coming out.
reformation. Then there is inside jail for life.
Oh, there is
Life
something
conviction
like
is
that?
different. For example, there are two cases wherein the person is till death. He's in for this thing. One is Shakira murder case.
Shakira Khalili murder case.
case.
For your information, that man has been released.
Yeah.
He is released.
He is released.
He must be incapacitated or something like that.
Incapacitated.
Maybe.
Don't tell me that man is incapacitated.
No, matlab,
He murdered his wife.
physically,
Yeah.
physically.
Okay.
That was a gruesome murder.
Okay. Here, coming back, we are talking of,
Charging the community.
Yeah, charging the community. And he raises a very valid point. Now, can the government invoke this and lay some kind of a penalty on the people there?
See, this is a law,
This is
wherein generally it is, I told you in the beginning only, it is in rural areas where riots take place repeatedly.
Like Kalambella.
Yes, exactly. There, the non-local people do not come there. There is a law, this can be extended further. Instead of having only criminality into account, civility also should
Civil
come.
liability also. comes
Liability
into
also
picture.
should come.
But so
Otherwise,
far-
who else is responsible?
But so far we have not done this in the urban areas.
It can be done. It
You are
can be
saying
done.
it can be done.
It can be
All right, we have
No,
a
I think
caller
in the
joining
urban
us.
areas it's difficult because people migrate into that
People
area. You
migrate,
don't know how many
and
were
you might not
involved.
really know who's doing it.
Who is doing
There's
it
no
and who are all
collective will
involved.
to do it. All right, we have a caller joining us. Okay, from Rajesh Nagar, Rajendra is joining us. Yes, Mr. Rajendra.
Sir, good evening. This is
Yeah.
Rajendran calling from Rajajinagar.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, I was just watching this program. This is one of the most interesting programs going on in TV9. The question is, it has opened a Pandora's box. One thing I'll tell you, I also agree with many of the people that while taking insurance, the agents will not disclose the fine lines,
The fine
But only
print.
the fine prints, because I was also in insurance field for almost 8 years.
Okay.
And while coming to the claims, then they will put all these conditions and all. So what I said, it is all happening due to non-awareness of insurance. The awareness of insurance is very, very less in India. You take any insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and vehicle insurance.
Okay. It's virtually like being cheated.
No,
Because
it is
you
not
don't
a
know
cheating
what you're
side.
signing for.
Yeah, correct. Because now the question is, they are not getting people to sell insurance and all. So they take, some the minimum qualified people, and the company doesn't educate them properly. Because I wanted to become an advisor for an insurance company, they did not provide me the book, so I refused to take the examination. Because I wanted to do it on a charity basis. I wanted to educate the people on especially health insurance. But since they refused to give me the books and terms and conditions, I refused to take the agency.
All right.
So this is a very, very high time that the people should be educated.
So it takes two people to cheat. One is a gullible victim, one is a person who cheats. We slip into a short break on that note. Back, we are talking of insurance, and we've seen such a huge number of vehicles gutted in the different incidents of fire and blaze, and we've seen so many acts of vandalism, arson, looting, rioting. Now the issue is, are all this covered by insurance, or who is it that pays? There's a very sad incident of people. It's not just one incident. Any number of incidents of people who are driving a vehicle of Tamil Nadu registration. The person is asked to get down and the vehicle is just damaged. We have seen incidents all along. Whether it be a car, SUV, whatever, they mercilessly damage it. Who at the end pays for it? It could have been you or me. Let's say if I was driving a Tamil Nadu registration vehicle, I don't think they would have been any different towards me. Or if you've been a senior editor, Okay. I don't think there would have been any difference.
No, I think
It's
it's a
not
most
connected to any political
unfortunate.
It's
party.
not connected. So,
Not connected.
so
I think the registration should not be an issue at all, because I mean, you can take registration anywhere in the country.
you can
And
take it
then you-
anywhere in the
As
country.
a
And then you
citizen of
can be
the
driving
country, he
anywhere.
travels all over the country.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
No, I think the law should be stricter on this, particular this thing. You have a, insurance regulatory and development authority, and we are talking about compensation. Okay, what has happened, but how do we ensure that the people who lost it get back some money out of it? So this, one of the, I think the basics things that a regulatory authority should do. I mean, now that the whole issue, this has been opened up for 100%, FDI, because in the last 3 months there has been a law.
Correct.
So there
There's
will
been
be
a lot.
more insurance companies coming in. Hopefully, they will come up with better.
Now, you
this thing.
you
So-
have a point to make.
I have a point to make on the IRDA.
Yeah.
If you
What is the
recall,
IRDA?
It's the Insurance Regulation
Regulatory and Development Authority.
Development Authority.
Okay.
I had a problem with insurance a few years ago. It was, you paid the insurance premium, that the claim was not claimable according to them. So I wrote to the Ombudsman, and I just sent them an email with a fond hope that I'll get a response. I'll be very honest. I had zero hope. But I was surprised, very pleasantly surprised, that within 48 hours I got a response from
Oh,
them.
wow.
And they said, see, you are an individual, this is what you should do. File a case against the insurance company in a consumer court.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay. So here is an interesting piece of information. First, if you are aggrieved by your insurance provider and you're not too satisfied, you can go before the insurance ombudsman. You can go before the IRDA, and what Mr. Vijay Kumar is saying, you can go before the consumer courts and file a case against them.
Yes, and this was filed, and the beauty of the consumer court, when people said courts,
Yeah, they
India,
take a lot of time.
Bangalore and all that, I said, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. To my pleasant surprise, in 90 days the case was decided.
Wow.
90 days flat. Of course, the insurance company didn't want to give it up. They took it up to the state level. So one, you have a district level
Yes, yes.
consumer court,
And there's a
and state
national
level.
consumer
There's a
court
national
also in
level.
Delhi, yes.
So it went up to the state level, and it took another 3 months over there, another 90 days. The decision came in my favor.
Wow.
The full premium,
Of rupees?
it was about 15 lakhs
You got
Okay.
it back?
with 12% interest plus
Wow.
1 lakh compensation
that's a
on
good-
top of it.
So here's a good
Here's a
Here's-
beautiful
and,
lesson.
and
Wow.
another thing was that the insurance company was fined 25 lakhs.
Oh. And I hope you got the money.
I got them, they gave the money,
No,
in
the fine amount?
full amount was brought in a check and handed over to me the very next day
Wow.
in the court.
So it also shows that you should, uphold
You got to
the
fight.
authority
Agreed to go ahead.
concerned. See,
Fight it
consumer
out.
courts,
Yes.
how many people do go and
Yes.
make a
In fact,
complaint?
believe it or not, I have helped about 45 people with similar type of problems after your program on TV9. Okay,
On
they
News
have
9.
come. I'm on News 9,
Yeah.
and they have come to my house. I've drafted the things for them, and 45 people have got all the claims back.
Wow. I hope more people are helped. And,
You know, but the thing is that you must take a stand. But if you give up,
you have to fight
you have to fight.
at the end of the day.
And there is a venue. It is not that there is, everything is shut. And don't get disappointed that the consumer court looks very sad or anything like that. It is a place where one can go ahead, and you don't need a lawyer, you don't need anybody. You can argue your own case.
You can argue your own
Yes,
case.
in fact, I argued my own
Your own
case.
complaint, you can argue.
Now, you're a man who studied in Caltech in the US,
Yeah.
and you know a
Believe
fair bit
me,
of law to argue.
No, believe me, it was pure common sense. There was no law involved in that. In fact, the other side lawyer said he is not even providing it on a green paper with a stamp and all that. And consumer
judge
court-
was willing to
the
overlook
judge
all
said,
that.
he is a consumer, you are a lawyer. He can give it on a piece of paper. If he wants to write it on a newspaper, scribble and give, that will be accepted.
Oh, really? Wow.
They are very, very flexible.
So, consumer court is a very user-friendly court.
It's
Wow.
a user-friendly court, though the environment may not look that friendly. Believe me, it works.
But knowledge is
And
required.
another thing, you don't, the other aspect of it, you go against these authorities, insurance authorities or any other authorities, they will easily give up.
Have you had a bad
I
experience
don't
with
think they'll
insurance?
easily give up.
I have,
got to just give up. Put the
I mean, my
flag
police stations themselves are bad experience.
Okay.
How many times you write to them, there are vehicles seized, this thing, they are insured by you, please come and take it. they will never come, not one instance where they come and collect the vehicles.
I didn't
They easily
understand.
give the money to the consumer. Once they give to the consumer,
He'll become the owner.
he becomes owner. Who own insurance, they can come and claim it. They will never do it.
So the vehicle lies in the
Lies
police
and goes after in auction after some time for 15 rupees. Because generally the perception, that is Indian perception. The money is not money, national property. It is somebody's money, not my botheration. I get my salary, that's fine for me.
So here's a learning lesson.
Yes, exactly.
Hundreds of vehicles remain at the police stations and become junk.
See, once
because the insurance companies don't take it.
You imagine, once a vehicle is registered, there are new vehicles which are seized and lying in the police station. Nobody
After a certain number of years, it's sold.
Yeah, and the RC owner will claim his insurance.
And
he gets his
he's-
insurance.
yes.
He forgets about that vehicle. He becomes owner. The insurance
company becomes
They
owner.
never come and claim into the court.
And there are hundreds of vehicles like
Many,
that.
you see it.
That's why
You have
see
run a
most of the
program
police
on that.
stations become junkyards.
Junkyard.
Absolutely.
Why
There are
then
so
it
many
becomes
vehicles
a?
lying around.
If every insurance company takes it.
Application for transfer of ownership. Once they have settled full amount, then they
have to
have
file an application.
apply for the transfer of ownership to insurance company.
But they don't do it.
Then they will become the owner. Then they can do whatever they want. They can scrap and this one.
But they don't do it.
Because the profit margin is such a huge one
Yes, yes. It's
in
a
insurance thing. Therefore, every corporate wants to
taking the
start an
damage-
insurance company.
See,
Oh,
for
really?
insurance company,
Exactly.
Okay,
How many
okay.
you
here's,
insure
here's
for?
another lesson. For all the money these companies are fleecing, it's a huge amount. So everybody is getting into insurance.
Everybody is getting into it. And moreover, you insure for 2,000 people, give it for 2 people.
Can we start an insurance company?
Definitely, at a smaller scale.
Wow.
In your this thing only you can start.
All right, on a
In your
lighter
office.
note, but what is the worst you guys have had? Lot truck company.
Lot trucks, fortunately, never faced such incidents.
Not
So
from
you-
the rear.
So you've been lucky so far.
Yeah, we are young.
Damages, yeah. Damages.
What is the worst you have faced so far? What's the worst you've heard so far?
Worst we heard is, driver being killed and the goods being shipped away.
Driver being killed, goods taken away
Yes.
in?
In Gurgaon region.
Okay, thankfully not in Bangalore. Mr. Ramakrishna,
I mean, worst situation.
have you faced? Have you heard?
Well, the insurance. Then my car's bumper was hit by vehicle coming from behind, and the cost came to about 30,000. But the insurance was ready to give only about 10,000. When I said, look,
20,000 went out of your pocket.
my pocket. I
And
said,
I'm
look,
sure you would have been
look,
quite
I have
angry.
a comprehensive. You say it is comprehensive. What is the meaning of comprehensive insurance? When you say comprehensive, everything you should
In spite
cover.
of being a journalist, they didn't listen to you.
Well,
These
there's
guys
no
don't
use.
give a damn.
No use.
Okay, these are tough
Yeah,
nuts
yeah.
to
Journalists
crack.
of this kind, they will never give.
Journalist of his kind.
Why is that?
Okay, Mr. Vijay Kumar, what is the worst?
I think one of the fundamental things is that before signing on any directed point,
Fundamental point before you sign on
Please
anything,
read.
it. Read it.
read. Because even if you say bumper to bumper,
Even if it is bumper to bumper.
it is very clearly mentioned if it is fiberglass, if it is rubber, if it is plastic, if
we
it
will
is
not
glass,
pay.
we will not cover.
Absolutely. So,
So
the devil is in the fine print.
In the fine print, and you ask them to give you a letter from the insurance company, not by any Tom, Dick or Harry, stating exactly, in spite of your policy, a letter written by them.
And mostly these private insurance versus public insurance, government insurance, these public sector insurance, who are the better guys? When it comes to claims, I'm not talking of other things.
Well, it's a matter of, if you look at the government insurance, most of them are third-party insurance claims. So you're not bothered really. It is only when, like if you take a comprehensive insurance, like some mad people
Now,
do.
let's say
like
you're
you and
getting a
me.
private company, you're going to a public sector. Which is the better one? For claims?
Initial impression as the private sector looks good,
Okay.
but the racket is the same.
Okay, but for the government, public sector insurance, is it better than private sector?
Public sector insurance, not on vehicles.
Not on vehicle. Your experience, lot trucks.
We see that private insurances,
Private insurance is good enough. Mr. Shafi Ahmed, final words, 2 lines before I wrap.
No, this is what happens. This government issues there.
Your experience,
Yes,
public,
yes.
private is better. Which one is better?
No,
Or they're all bad?
both are bad.
They are
Because
all bad. Okay, so with that, it's a
I
wrap
just want
on
to
this.
make one
It's
final
going to
point.
the government. This one is very difficult to enter.
Very difficult.
See,
to
the
handle.
Very difficult to get the work done.
Very
And to get the work done is very easy in the private. This one. because they are all commercial minded and see that what maximum benefit they will get.
What
They'll
sir
do.
is
Now,
saying
since
is
the
the
problem
process
is-
will be easy in private sector.
In private.
See, for the companies it is all easy because there is bulk money is there.
Absolutely.
Individuals.
Premium as well, bulk money is there. Whereas individuals, it is difficult.
And I think the problem is not knowing the rules and the regulations under which. So the devil in fine print should be bigger.
Okay.
I feel that they should make it into bigger, concepts. Make it 10 points, 25 points, or whatever it is. Make it bigger
Make
and
it
bolder.
more readable.
People can read it.
Okay.
That's
So with that,
important.
it's a wrap on this. Finally, to conclude, we say that never sign a document, especially an insurance document, without first reading it, without first understanding it. Second, even if you feel aggrieved by your insurance agency, fight. There's the IRDA, there's the Insurance Ombudsman, there's also the Consumer Court. So never give up without a fight, and all of them here on this panel in V2 will help you in this
And
fight.
keep all documents valid.
And keep all documents valid. With that, it's a wrap on the other side as a news bulletin. Stay tuned.